Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and before I get on with it, I want to just say I'm sick again. I know I get sick a lot, so my voice is probably going to sound really weird. You're probably going to hear me sniff and cough a lot during the video, so I apologize for that. But yeah, let's get on to the review. Today I'm reviewing slash analyzing Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. This was a 4-issue miniseries that came out last year. It's written by Cullen Bunn. He's sort of a rising star at Marvel. I think he took over Rick Remender's Venom. I hear he's done a indie comic book called The Sixth Gun. Before reading this one, I really wasn't all that familiar with Cullen Bunn. I hadn't read any of his work, and I heard that this comic book got a lot of shit because it's some sort of Deadpool bullshit propaganda piece where he just murders all of the Marvel heroes while saying funny stuff while murdering the entire Marvel, universe roster. And that's kind of how I felt about this book too. And I've read this thing at least 5 times, like 5 or 6 times I've read it. And I have to say, this is possibly the best satire or commentary on modern comic books I've seen in a while. The basic premise is that this is an Elseworld story, obviously, where Deadpool is sent into a mental institution because he has like 2 voices in his head and he's kind of batshit insane, and he's talking about how everyone is in a comic book. While he's in the asylum, he's Psycho Man, like this small miniature mind controlling dude, tries to take over Deadpool's mind. What he actually does is awaken a new voice in Deadpool and getting rid of his other ones. And this new voice is basically how Deadpool has felt his entire existence. This new voice is basically telling him every one of us, or each and every one of us, is not a real person. All we are puppets that are being controlled by other people just so a bunch of nerds can read about our fights, our suffering, and stuff for their own amusement. And this is sort of the resentful voice of Deadpool. Deadpool has always known he's in a comic book, but he never actually tried to do anything about it. This voice represents his anger towards the comic book writers, comic book fans, and stuff. And this whole book, while it is him killing the Marvel heroes, he actually has a damn good reason for why he does it. The way he explains it is that all of us are trapped in continuity. We can never get married and have it last. We can never have children that don't die for some forced drama or for some marketing ploy bullshit. We can never retire, and we can basically never get on with our lives. We can never age. We can never do anything that genuinely lasts, and we're basically all stuck in limbo or purgatory or continuity, as he says it. And once you really think about this, he's actually right. Like, what are superheroes to us? Like, you can say they serve as, inspiration, yada, yada, yada. But when you think about it, they are just people that don't know that they're actually puppets and they're being controlled by us in the real world. And these writers, these puppet masters as Deadpool calls them, puts them through all this pain and suffering just for our amusement or just to get a little more money out of them. And they're basically exploiting this to the nth degree. And this is the reason why Deadpool kills all these heroes, is because he's freeing them from the hell that is continuity. He is finally letting them be free of their puppet masters so that they can, basically escape this cursed existence. And when you think about this book like that, it's absolutely brilliant. Cullen Bunn does so many awesome insults towards, cliches like superheroes dying, then coming back, then dying again. In fact, he incinerates Wolverine, like completely. He burns all of his meat and flesh off of him, and then you just have his skeleton left, and then Wolverine just comes back later for absolutely no reason, and then when a Deadpool is slowly killing Wolverine, he basically tells him, your healing factor is not your superpower. Your superpower is popularity, and that pretty much lets you come back from death over and over and over again, as long as you're popular. Until your puppet masters can exploit your death for just a little more money. And that's just so true, and it was so awesome to hear that. And another fantastic scene is Deadpool's scene with Xavier, because Deadpool is like murdering the X-Men, and then Deadpool basically lets Xavier into his mind, and then when Xavier figures out that he's just a puppet and that he's being controlled by, other people in some other separate dimension, he actually has a brain aneurysm and he dies, and that was so awesome. And it just shows you that no one except Deadpool in the Marvel Universe could cope with the fact that they don't exist. They're not real people. They just exist for entertainment purposes and to make money and for nothing else. And that was so unbelievably fascinating. Like this, you could easily dismiss this book as just some Deadpool bullshit propaganda piece where we're just going to have him kill all the heroes just because he can. And this book does have some of that. Like, some of the guys he kills makes no sense. Like, how the hell did he kill Thanos? How did he kill Silver Surfer or Galactus and stuff? Like, this book doesn't show you how he kills absolutely everybody. There are a lot of heroes he sort of kills off screen, and you just wonder, how the hell did he kill these guys? I mean, I know he has like the most insane healing factor ever, but how does he kill these guys? But this book also gives some really cool ways for how he actually kills the superheroes. Like, for instance, Luke Cage, he has indestructible skin. When he nukes the Avengers Tower and Luke Cage still survives, he basically put acid in the dude's water, or coffee, sorry, and then when Luke Cage drank it, that basically incinerated him from the inside out, and that's how he kills Luke Cage, and I thought that was pretty clever. And the way he kills Thor is so awesome. I'm not even going to say how he kills Thor. It's just really, really hilarious. The characterization, I think Cullen Bunn has a pretty good voice for all the characters. I mean, besides Deadpool, there really aren't that many other characters because they all die shortly after they show up. But I think he has a pretty good Spider-Man. I think his Wolverine, it was good. His Xavier was good. And I think that all around, he's one of those guys who can write a lot of Marvel characters. He's kind of like Jonathan Hickman in that respect, and I really think that if he ever did get a gig in the Avengers, I think he would be able to characterize all the members pretty well to great. And so yeah, Deadpool is absolutely hysterical here. When he's about to shoot Punisher in the face, Punisher's just like shitting his pants. You can see the panels getting closer and closer to Punisher's face, and you can just see the Punisher like shitting himself, and he's just like waiting. Oh my god, he's gonna kill me, And then you can hear Deadpool like singing this lullaby in his ear just before he blows the dude's brains out, and that was just so awesome. And the ending of this comic book was just unbelievable. Like, you will laugh your ass off once you see the end of this miniseries. The art. What do I say about the art? This book doesn't have to really be all that detailed. The purpose of the artist here was just to make a good-looking book that gets the job done, and that's basically what you get here. That being said, there are some panels that are exceptionally detailed, and a couple of them, I would actually like a couple of them to be like posters for my wall or something like that, because they're really cool. So yeah, I thought the writing was great. I thought the themes and the commentary on the comic book industry and comic book cliches was all unbelievably amazing. I love Deadpool in this. I thought the art was pretty good. So yeah, I highly recommend that you pick this one up. Like, you have to think about this comic book. Don't just go into this, read this through, and just say, oh, it's just Deadpool killing heroes. Actually think about what Deadpool is saying, what he's doing, and you will realize this is probably the best satire and commentary on the modern comic book industry, and it's just absolutely brilliant. Cullen Bunn leaves no company standing. He makes fun of everything from Superman dying to Brand New Day, to even Siegel and Schuster when they were making Superman. And there's just a lot of, parodying cliches and giving commentary on those cliches that you find in comic books. So yeah, I highly recommend that you check this out. Think about this book and the message Deadpool is sending in it, and you will absolutely love this. If you read this with your brain turned off like you would a big dumb action movie, you will hate this with all your heart and soul. So yeah, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. It's pretty good. I give it a 9. And yeah, that's the review. I hope I did a pretty good job with this one. So yeah, I'm just blabbing on and on as I always do at the end of a review. I'm the Game Ranging Psycho, and I'm out.